timing is everything in life. And I always tell the story. I did a game, Butler taking on, I don't even know who, in a kind of a nondescript but pretty good game. Maybe it was a good team. Maybe it was Davidson. Hell, I can't remember. For a Christian station here in Indianapolis. Next thing you know, I walk out, head of talent, Dan Steer at ESPN, says, who you work for? I said, I work for a radio station. I want to hire you next year, ESPN. I said, I'm in. I said, why do you know me? He said, I watched the game. How'd you watch the game? DirecTV. I said, okay, timing. He happened to be at home watching hoops, and I happened to be on TV calling hoops, and next thing you know, I got to put my kids through college. That's right. All on a nice sunny day when I was sitting there walking out with Gordon Hayward's dad. True story. Timing is everything. Timing is everything in sports, too. Boy, oh boy, Michael Jordan, how badly did the NBA need Michael Jordan and his shoes? Well, badly enough that it became $1 billion industry just to Jordan. How badly did Bird and Magic need to be in the NBA in 79? Boom, it hit. Next thing you know, the games were no longer on tape delay. They were in prime time, and the league was off and running. Timing is everything. And Caitlin Clark coming out of Iowa could not have hit it better. Could not have hit it better. Star, attraction, big time, best women's basketball player ever, some said. Others certainly made her into the most popular female athlete, and you can argue the most popular female basketball player across the globe. But you know what happened? Human nature happened. Jeep, according to Michael Thompson. Jealousy, envy, ego, and pettiness hit the fan, and Dawn Staley and others of her anti-straight white girl ilk couldn't stand it. They hated it, so they kept her off the Olympic team. And let me go back to timing. Oh, the timing. Here comes this girl that appeals to everybody. Coming out of college as the all-time leading scorer. Literally, not figuratively, literally handling every stupid situation thrown at her. Whether it is Angel Reese on the court going like this and all that stupid stuff, or the creepiest writer in the history of creepy writers, Greg Doyle of the Indy Star, saying, I like that you're here. Do the love sign to me. You know what I mean? And he got himself a restraining order from attending games in Gainbridge Fieldhouse, at least by the WNBA or his newspaper or both. But she handled it awesome, and the timing hit perfect. The league is taking off, and the Olympics hit. But you know what? The crazy-ass, anti-little white straight girl just couldn't handle it. So they kept her off the Olympic team. And guess what? Attendance is down. Guess what? Viewership is down. Guess what? Nobody gives a rat's ass, not even a dead rat's ass, about WNBA players playing in the Olympics. In fact, it got so bad that the angry lesbians of the WNBA that put together the team played against the rookies. That was the all-star game of the WNBA, and I know what they were thinking. Boy, oh boy, Diana Taurasi and the angry old guard, they're going to embarrass these young bucks, and everybody's going to shut up. But it didn't happen that way. Au contraire. Au contraire, the young bucks bucked up and whooped the old angry lesbians. Whooped them bad. And next thing you know, we got a situation on our hands, and nobody's watching them. Nobody cares about it. So it is one woman. You know, even the coach, Coach Reeves, was angry, jealous, envious, showed her ego by saying it's not just one person. She didn't have to comment at all, the Olympic coach. But because she's part of that old guard, she absolutely had to. She couldn't resist. You don't see it in men's sports. You don't see it in a lot of other sports. Did I just see Simone Biles bowing playfully to the gold medal winner that beat her? Did I see her celebrating women's success? My wife called it. Yes, she did. She called it before it happened. You watch what happens. Now, my wife is a legend in softball, which has a lot of, oops, you guessed it, angry lesbians. And she said, they're not going to like this. They don't want to see her succeed. They're going to be difficult. Well, Stephen A. Smith chimed in on it, and he chimed in, I think, very adroitly. Here's Stephen A. Smith.
How does it feel, Team USA, to have 6 games, 4 of them drew over 20,000? And the one that did it still drew 2,000 more than you. That means that outside of the 2,000 more than you, for the Puerto Rico game, I think it's Serbia, right? Outside of that, the other games drew more than 6,000 fans compared to you. How does it feel? See, we want to act like marketing and business don't play a role in all of this. That's why you should have had Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, because they are a draw. I never once said that Caitlin Clark should have been on the team ahead of the 12 people selected ahead of her because of basketball. I said marketing matters in everything. Promotion matters in everything. And you're not going to get around that. That is what I said. And you go over to Paris. Team USA draws the lowest attendance. How's it feel? Do you care? Merits, merits, merits. Last time I checked, marketing and promotion is merits because people want to get paid. You think they're over there just to compete for Team USA and just to engage in patriotism? People are over there also to build their brands, to elevate their profile so they can turn that into a marketable tool that can generate dollars for their coffers. We ain't fooling anybody here. That's what goes on.
There you go. There you go. Now, they did draw 3 million viewers to their game, opening game. But let's be honest. I don't know. I think normally I speak for most people. I don't try to speak for most people, but it seems like what I feel most people feel when it comes to things like this. I got no interest. I got no interest. Now, they're going to be celebrated, rightfully so. They're going to bring home a gold medal. They're going to win by 6,824, but I got no interest. I would have had interest if Caitlin Clark was in. Angel Reese, I got no interest. I get Angel Reese, it's actually working out better for her. She's wearing a pink bikini, showing her ass, doing what she should be doing right now. Because she's no better than anybody else. I mean, she's no different than anybody else. She just gets her shot blocked, gets it back, gets it blocked, gets it back, and then makes a layup, which means she's probably pretty dominant. I'm taking Angel Reese out of it. You want Angel Reese in, it ain't going to change the numbers at all. Now, you want Caitlin Clark in, everybody's watching. You know how many USA 22 jerseys would sell across this great nation of ours? Holy cow. Probably everywhere except San Francisco or Bloomington, Indiana. But other than that, man, oh man, would they sell. It's amazing, really, how dumb the WNBA was. But when you think about it from a realistic standpoint, as my wife said, women just don't want women to succeed in sports. They just don't. They can't stand it. And the great Michael Thompson, using the acronym JEEP, jealousy, envy, ego, and pettiness. I want to take that as my own, but I can't, because that is so smart, so accurate by Michael Thompson that I always have to give it to him. I'm not afraid of stealing. I'm not Jim Harbaugh. I mean, I'm not that big a thief. I'm not that big a crook, but I ain't afraid of stealing. But that was so good by Michael Thompson. I got to give it to him. So now the Olympics will be celebrated. The WNBA will return on the 16th of August, and everything will be good, and there'll be gold medal winners, and everybody will be happy. But the league hadn't changed. The game hadn't grown. It hadn't. Could have, would have, should have. Here's what we got. We got Asia Wilson, the best player in the league, mad because some referee told her to keep her emotions in check. That was offensive to young Asia. Well, at least good for the WNBA that their players are getting so arrogant, it becomes incredible stupidity. Good for them that they're becoming the diva wide receiver. Good for them that Asia Wilson got to show that she literally is America's most immature athlete. Every time you watch Asia Wilson be interviewed, just remember I said that, and you'll come to that conclusion. The level of stupidity from Asia Wilson is unbelievable, but we wouldn't be paying attention to Asia Wilson. We'd be paying attention to Caitlin Clark, and the world would be paying attention to the women's national team. Man, oh man, I got to tell you, nobody slings it like the Harbaugh Nation. The Harbaugh Nation can sling the caca. I mean, I watched Tom Crean, who's part of the Harbaugh Nation, married to sister Joni. Man, these dudes sling it. And Jim Harbaugh is no different at all, not even a little bit, than our President Joe Biden or our Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm telling you, he's no different. Jim Harbaugh could sit there and say, well, I don't care what you say. I have hair on my head. If he were me talking. He is so full of shit. Now, I want you to think about this before I play this clip, and then I'm going to repeat it after I play this clip. Jim Harbaugh hired Connor Stallions. Jim Harbaugh's winning percentage was under 700. He was going to get fired. Somehow, some way, a guy named Connor Stallions comes on the staff. Somehow. I mean, what? He magically appear? Somehow, some way, a lower-level staffer is on the staff. Oh, wait a second. You know what that guy did? Got arrested for hitting on a 14-year-old girl trying to meet up with her. How to Catch a Predator style. He got busted. He hired the offensive coordinator, who is currently under FBI investigation, got fired earlier in the year for hacking into other teams' computers. He is up on cyber crimes. That's right, I said it, cyber crimes. He's hired all these people. How about that? He hired Shemi Schembechler, son of Bo, devout racist, at least according to his tweets. I don't know if that makes him racist or not, but he had to fire Shemi Schembechler for that. This is Jim Harbaugh. But through it all, even after a notice of allegations came out that he and 6 of his coaches, including the aforementioned Connor Stallions, lied, cheated, and his winning percentage went over 900 after hiring young Stallions, Harbaugh still can look a camera dead in the eye and sling it like only a Harbaugh can. I mean to tell you, in the annals of orators, in the annals of full of shit, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Jim Harbaugh on top. Here's Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I do have a comment on that. Never lie, never cheat, never steal. I was raised with that lesson. I have raised my family on that lesson. I have preached that lesson to the teams that I've coached. No one's perfect. If you stumble, you apologize, and you make it right. Today, I do not apologize. I did not participate, was not aware, nor complicit in those said allegations. So for me, it's back to work and attacking with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
Wow. Oh, man, we must believe that. I mean, look, I know you didn't do anything. I know you're a victim here, but somehow, some way, your own school suspended you. Your own school suspended you. Now, I want to say that again. They're paying you. You are the highest paid employee. You are the face of the school. You have been the face of the school. And your own school said you lied and you cheated. To the point where they gave you a 3-game suspension. Your own league, your league, you played in the league. You are coaching along with Ryan Day at the highest level of that league in the most important sport at the most important time in the league's history. And the league said, you're suspended for 3 games. That's what the league said. They are so full of shit, the entire Harbaugh clan. Tom Crean's come on this show, and he's great, but he's so full of shit. Harbaugh's brother, John, is so full of shit, although I like him. I don't know the sister. The dad is full of shit. The dad ran away from Western Michigan to get back. He's full of shit. The whole Harbaugh clan is completely full of shit. I'm sure the children of everybody's full of shit. The grandparents of everybody is full of shit. For this clown to sit in front of a camera, and the idiots behind the camera probably nodded and laughed. The dude got suspended by his own school. The president of the university and the lawyers marched arrogantly into the Big Ten offices and said, we're going to show you. We're going to appeal. The meeting lasts 40 minutes. You haven't heard from the president since, other than when they won a national championship, and he was very dorkily putting on a hat. They walked out of there because they found the real information, and Harbaugh walked out of there with a 3-game suspension. But, I never did anything except hire the guys that all cheated. Denard Robinson, Partridge, the current coach, Sharon Moore, Stallions, him. 6 guys on a staff that cheated their ass off, and it worked. That's the beauty of cheating in college. Harbaugh's dumb, lying, cheating, cowardly ass was going to get fired. He lost his salary, part of his salary. Every endorsement, the only endorsement he could do in the state of Michigan as the head football coach at Michigan was turn off your water. That was it. That was it. He had to go about posting videos of him helping people get a tree off their yard to make him look good. He was made Urban Meyer's bitch at Ohio State. But all of a sudden, he hires a guy that starts stealing signs. He gets one of his buddies, Jim McIlvain at Central Michigan, to let this guy in a Central Michigan shirt and gear, in a disguise, tape and be across from their rival Michigan State and their bench, stealing signs. They stole signs 58 times. The current head coach, and as cowardly as anybody, Sharon Moore, deleted 58 text messages to this guy Stallions in the scheme to steal signs. But Harbaugh knew nothing. Zero. Not a thing. And to prove that he knew everything and knew what was coming, he did what a Harbaugh does. Run. Scared. At least that Harbaugh. John hasn't. Crean didn't. This guy ran scared. I got to get out of here, Pete Carroll style, and let all of you handle it. You guys are nuts if you believe this crap, and it pisses me off. He was made to be Urban Meyer and Ohio State's bitch. I was there. I told you yesterday. Urban did a game for a high noon kickoff. I met him down in Bloomington, Michigan versus Indiana. We stood in the end zone and watched. Waited for these guys to get done. They got done. Change had their little meeting. Urban, myself, we're walking out. Hallway. Here comes Harbaugh and one of his staff members. Here comes Urban. I fall behind because I got to see this, right? I got to laugh. Urban, hi, Coach. How you doing? Harbaugh. What a chicken shit. Always been a chicken shit. You talk to people in Indianapolis, they'll tell you the biggest fraud in town was Jim fucking Harbaugh. And now here he is, a hero. Just look at the numbers. Getting fired, 69% of his wins, over 90% once he started cheating his ass off. Oh, that's a coincidence, huh? Mm-hmm. No, that's a Harbaugh. No, that's a Harbaugh. Full of shit. Completely full of shit. And there ain't nobody going to delve into it except the NCAA. Now his lawyer is out here saying, well, here's what happened. They gave us all these emails and we couldn't go through them. Oh, shut up. Just shut up. Your own school suspended you. Like sometimes I get my school, I got the Balfour Award for bringing honor and distinguishment, or whatever the hell the wording was, to Indiana University. I got from Phi Kappa Psi Man of the Year. Sometimes a university does that. What they do for their own, their hero, their guy, their Gazda, their man Jim Harbaugh, suspended him 3 fucking games. And yet he's going to sit up there and talk about what he's taught to people. Bull crap. What he's taught to people is massage the truth, give them a bunch of words, quote the Bible, and get the hell out of there. That's what he's done. I love it. I think it's one of the funniest, greatest scams in the history of NCAA sports. And you know who else does? Everybody that coached against him. Like, I get it. Fanboys aren't going to understand this. I get it. Little blogger boys are going to, oh, you suck. I get it. Ohio State guys are going to say banish the program. I don't care about any of that. I care about what coaches think. And to a man, I've talked to you about 10 basketball and football coaches, and they all laugh. This is the biggest scam ever. and he jumped ship. This is bigger, I think, than USC because the guy they left behind is a cheat as well. Think about that. They left Michigan man. I'm a Michigan man. Block and bow. Yeah? Huh. No wonder Lloyd Carr didn't like him. No wonder Lloyd Carr said his grandson's somewhere else. I'm telling you, coaches know. I get it. Fanboys, you don't know. But coaches know in every sport how full of shit the entire Harbaugh operation is. Everybody. Don't talk about, no, shut up. No, the entire thing. And once you know that, you understand how this clown can get up there and so I'm going to do it. Did the daddy do it with an enthusiasm unknown to man when he had a coach in the MAC and went like 20 in a million? Was there an enthusiasm known to man, or did you get the hell out of there, run back to Western Kentucky? It's the father. It's Jack. It's the enthusiasm known to man, the rock of the family. He's the same guy. It got tough at Western Michigan. He either got fired or ran. It's what they do. Except for John. I like John. John's got stones about him. John runs a good ship. Although I'm sure if John were in college, he'd be a lying, cheating little punk too. But I like John. And that's all Harbaugh is. He's just a lying, cheating little punk. That's all. And everybody nods their head. Why? Because they won last year. They don't win last year. They don't beat Ohio State. Ain't nobody sitting in that room nodding their head going, oh, my God, he's great. But writers are idiots and writers are sheep. It's just what they are. Oh, I love it. I can't wait to hear more of it. Full of shit, the whole family. I don't care, the whole family. I'm sure there's a younger Harbaugh coaching at Michigan or coaching with the Chargers in a nepotism thing. Guarantee you he's full of shit. Guaranteed. The whole family, full of shit. Speaking of full of shit, David Dennis Jr. was hired as a DEI hire only because apparently his father was some kind of activist. Oh, right. Yeah. He is the epitome of a DEI hire, and ESPN admitted as such. He saw Joe Rogan's Netflix special, declared him good at exactly 0 things. Of course, Rogan has built a 9-figure empire, and Dino Dennis, or whatever this clown's name is, well, he's a DEI hire who has literally, this is true. What's that show called? What's the show called with Tony Reali? What's it called? It's getting canceled. Why is it getting canceled? Why do you think it's getting canceled? It's getting canceled because, frankly, it went woke. And everything woke gets broke around the horn. Everything woke gets broke. So they're canceling around the horn. Not coincidentally enough, when this clown showed up on it. You got to cancel it. People are tired of the woke. So Dino, David, whatever the hell this Dennis guy's name is, says Joe Rogan is good at absolutely nothing. Really. I think he's good at punching the heavy bag. Hey, let's show Joe Rogan hitting a punching bag. Let's show that. Wait, here's Rogan's, look at this. He's good at that. I mean, I get it. Dino Dennis or David Dennis Jr. or whatever the hell his name is, he would claim racism. Somehow, somewhere, look at Rogan. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, Dino Dennis Jr. He's pretty good at that, but you're good at talking. You're good at piggybacking, aren't you, Dino Dennis Jr. or David Dennis Jr., whatever the fuck your name is. Yeah, I mean, your dad was a civil rights leader, right? And that got you a job at ESPN, and ESPN said as much. You're the ultimate DEI hire. And the show that when you came on it, guess what? It's getting canceled. That's fascinating to me. No, it really is. The Sidekick. There you go. I'm not going to read all this, but it's interesting. Joe Rogan's built a 9-figure empire. Joe Rogan's stand-up on Netflix is going through the roof. Joe Rogan's got the #1 and #2 podcast in the United States. Joe Rogan is the best interviewer now that, second to me, but now that Howard Stern's done as a human being, as a normal human being, Joe Rogan is that good. But Dino Dennis or David Dennis or whatever the hell Dennis Jr.'s name is, he got to be a DEI hire. And he is so good at it that the show he's on got canceled or is getting canceled. How about that? Good for Dino Dennis Jr. Keep talking. Keep saying what your daddy did. My daddy did this. My daddy did that. How about you do something besides race bait? That's all you got. You're a one-trick pony. You race bait, you call others out, and that's it. What have you done? I'm going to look up Dino Dennis Jr. Dino Dennis Jr. actually was a basketball player. I think Dino Dennis was pretty good. Every time I hear, David Dennis, I got to call him Dino Dennis Jr. Let's see. He is a freelance writer, editor, educator. Ooh, Dino Dennis Jr. here. He's educate. All right, educate me, Slick. Let me know. Oh, he's an educator. Well, that's nice. What's he educating? The Heisman Simmons Foundation. Oh, okay. Oh, David Dennis Jr., prose and voice shine with power. Oh, yeah, so he's done nothing. Nothing. There's nothing in here that shows him to have done anything. Nothing. I guess he wrote a book about his dad. They say it's an award-winning book, but everybody says they got an award-winning book. He takes pictures where he tries to look serious. What's he, 5'2"? Oh, man, I love it. Hey, look, I get it. Joe Rogan's done nothing. But Dino Dennis Jr., he done something. He tanked a long-time show around the horn with his stupidity and his wokeness. I'm sure he'll be back at ESPN doing something meaningful. Dino Dennis Jr. Joe Rogan's got 9 million frickin'... don't even get me started. Anyway, the PC crowd is up in arms, though. The PC crowd is up in arms on Joe Rogan's new stand-up special, Burn the Boats. It's his first stand-up since 2018. So now in typical liberal fashion, they're going after him, trying to get him canceled again for telling jokes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, he's telling jokes. Let's see. How could he do that? Joe Rogan is weirder than J.D. Vance in gay sex-obsessed live Netflix special. J.D. Vance, military guy, wife, couple kids, stay at home, works at home with his family. Yeah, that's weird, man. If we could get more transgenders taking off their tops at the White House, now that's unweird. I want to be called weird. People are slamming unfunny Joe Rogan after he mocked trans people and made anti-vax jokes in his new Netflix special. Yeah, you'll get over it. From aliens to COVID to cancel culture, every Joe Rogan cliche got play in his Netflix special. Okay. And everybody will get over it. Everybody will. Everybody will be just fine. Oh, my God, a guy went on stage and he told jokes. Oh, my God. He told jokes. Hey, Harrison Butker got himself, I don't know, a $25.8 million, $0.6 million extension, 17.75 guaranteed. You remember Butker, right? The kicker that made everybody lose their mind, still making everybody lose their mind. Remember that? Well, I don't know. Let's flash back. Let's flash back to the ESPYs, where Serena Williams and some little mini-me got mad at Butker. Like ever. Let's hear from Serena Williams' dumbass.
So go ahead and enjoy women's sports like you would any other sports because they are sports. Yes.
Except you, Harrison Butker. We don't need you.
At all. Like ever.
Look at, I love Quinta Brunson at all. Like ever. What are you doing, Quentin? What are you doing, Quinta? You don't like a Christian man saying that my wife is the rock of my life and you can actually get fulfillment from having a family? You don't like that, Serena? Tough shit. Serena's now doing the old BYU racist thing, saying she and her kids went in a restaurant and weren't allowed in even though the restaurant wasn't full. She's doing what you do when no one's paying attention to you, you gloss up, you get it going, you get some racist stuff going, and away you go. But little Quinta Brunson, I don't know who the hell Mini-Me is. Like, now, not ever. Well, goodness always prevails over not now, not ever. I don't know what the hell a Quinton Butson is or Brunson is, but I know this. Harrison Butker got paid, yo. He got his bag, yo. $25 million. No, you need Harrison Butker. You need Harrison Butker. I had a friend of mine posted, and she quickly took it down. I hope he misses every kick. Okay. All right. Why? Because he's a Christian man. Boy, we don't like the Christian men. How about Trey Wingo? I made Trey Wingo cry once. True story. Trey Wingo, not cry, but act like a little bitch. Here's what Trey Wingo had to say. Trey Wingo got offended. Now, Trey Wingo has covered forever. He's not at ESPN anymore. The Harrison Butker extension, making him the highest paid kicker, underscores the inherent truth of the NFL. The better you are at your job, the more a team is willing to put up with, pure and simple. So Trey Wingo thinks that because a Christian man espoused Christian values, that's a lot to put up with for a team. I've never heard Trey Wingo talk about a rapist, a robber. Never heard him talk about Ray Lewis. I've never heard him talk about that incredibly, well, what's the right word? Incredibly stupid Tyreek Hill and all his baby mamas. But guess what? A damn Christian man espousing in views, well, that's a lot to put up with. Saying that marriage is about a family is a lot to put up with. I mean, how dare he? I made Trey Wingo one time. He and Mike Golick were mad at me for what I said about Andrew Luck, and they made reference to me leaving West Virginia. I went batshit crazy to Norby Williamson and the head of ESPN Radio. I mean, batshit crazy to the point where they agree with me, and they're like, Trey's going to call you. And I said, Trey, go fuck yourself, Bubba. And I explained what he did, and, of course, the next day there was an apology. He's a little bitch. I'm sorry, I'm on one today. But isn't it about time? Trey Wingo, my ass. You watch Trey Wingo and you think, that's a pussy. That's the kind of guy, probably, I don't know this, but probably doesn't pay you when he loses in golf. Probably won't even play for much in golf. He's kind of one of those kind of men, right? He wants to fit in. He's always been a dork. Next thing you know, he thinks it's cool to hang out. And he's got a quick wit and a little bit of a mouth. But of all the people in this world that play in the NFL, all the rapists, the robbers, the murderers, all the paternity suits, and guess what? The Christian man triggered little Trey. I'll be damned. I'm shocked by that. I am. Stunning, really. It's stunning. No, it's not. Of course it's not. Every white dude except for me and Clay that, trying to be relative, trying to stay in there, panders to the woke. I ain't pandering to nobody. I'll tell you right now, Trey Wingo, my ass. If that triggered you, you have proven to be exactly what I said you to be on the phone a few years ago. A little bitch. All right, what else we got here? I'm all in on all this. He is. I'm sorry. Colorado football players. Colorado football players going all in on the culture at Colorado. There's a player over here, Danny O'Neill. Danny O'Neill's dad is my dentist. Danny O'Neill, his coach, Rhett Lewis, he signed to go play at Colorado. Friends of mine asked me, what do I think? I said, that's stupid. That is stupid. A little white kid going to Colorado, you won't believe what's going to happen in that locker room. And everybody made fun of me, except for people that knew football. Coaches at other schools heard that I was saying that, called me up and said, man, are you right? Black coaches, white coaches, you can't believe the shit we're hearing coming out of Colorado. Danny O'Neill was smart. However he got out of it. Now he's at San Diego State. Pretty good move. And now it's all coming out about Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, Buffalo football players at Colorado are going after the state of the program, citing many internal incidents like guns and fights, bullying that are derailing the team. It's like a real-life Grand Theft Auto video game. There are many distractions with fights, guns, money floating around. The environment is unlike any I've come from before, an unnamed player told Athlon. Now, here's my only problem. Athlon is the most generic of all places. You get the Athlon basketball or football book, it literally says nothing. It's the laziest book, magazine, preseason magazine ever out there. So I do have a little bit of question whether any of this is true. because nobody's lazier than Athlon. The publication withheld the player's name out of fear of retaliation. Second unnamed former player claimed the bullying in the locker room was out of control and led to former 5-star recruit Cormani McLean leaving after one season, threatening to kill Shiloh Sanders. Can you imagine the pain in the ass they are? Shiloh Sanders actually had to declare bankruptcy because he's a little criminal. Didn't pay things back. He was going to have a little hard time. And now Shiloh Sanders had to declare bankruptcy on a debt he owed somebody. Thought they were making all that money, yo. Kamani was taking a lot of heat from anyone. At the same time, Coach Prime was saying he was in a doghouse and needed to improve. No problem there. Kamani was getting bulled by Shiloh after the Oregon State game. Shiloh slapped him several times, which left Kamani screaming, "I'm going to kill you," repeatedly. After that, you could tell he wasn't mentally there. It's hard when coaches you trust are calling you derogatory names on the practice field. Yeah, shut up. So what they say on the practice field? I got no sympathy for that, none, zero zip. But you can't have a little punk-ass son of the coach bullying people, because here's the deal. Everybody in that locker room knows if you go back at him, it's going to be your ass. I was there when Patrick Knight was in the locker room at Indiana, and it was a catastrophe. Started the downfall of Bob Knight's Indiana basketball program. Everybody knew he shouldn't be there. Everybody knew he couldn't play dead. Everybody knew it was nepotism. Everybody couldn't say shit because Patrick Knight, well, frankly, was the son of the coach. Good kid, nice kid, Patrick, but he was the son of the coach. It's a bad situation. Son of the coach either has to be the best player or the worst player. That's it. Shiloh Sanders is good enough, but I'm guessing he's not that respected in the locker room. Players know. Players know who files bankruptcy. Players know who gets their ass kissed by the coach. But this does not surprise me even a little bit. I said it a long time ago. I did not tell the O'Neal family because they did not ask me. But I just sent one of the guys that's close to the O'Neal family, look, congratulations. You can tell them congratulations. They got out of the worst situation possible. Everybody knew. Everybody knew. Are you kidding me? Football coaches know what's going on in other football teams' programs. Hell, if you look at the resume of assistant football coaches, they all work together. They did. At some point, they worked together. I was a grad assistant on this staff. I was a grad on this staff. I did this, that, and the other. It's what they did. It's who they are. So they all know. And I'll never forget how many I talked to about it. Man, they're like, hey, man, wait till you hear the crap. I'm hearing guns. I'm hearing fights. I'm hearing gang affiliations, money. I'm hearing all kind of crap coming out of Colorado. I don't know if it's true or not. I just know what I hear. And I just know what Athlon's saying. But I'm telling you right now, I don't 1,000% trust this Athlon. They don't work hard enough. They haven't been good enough over the years to garner the kind of respect that says, hey, let's take everything they say for gospel. I'm not surprised, but I also don't trust Athlon, not even a little bit.